We are building, yes, it's true, but ngakungitshele ukuthi at the back of others' mind, he doesn't think, you know what, there's a quarterfinal, two semifinals, and then a final. It's there. Kukhona ekhanda lakho ukuthi if I can win against Stellenbosch and win the 3 games that will follow after that, MTN 8 at least, that would kind of take off some pressure off him. And because of that, it means he knows and he's dialing down to make sure Ubuti, the game that will play tomorrow against Stellenbosch is a good one and is a successful one. So I want to just look at the things around that today and see Ubuti, how my Chiefs lineup and the personnel that might be used because of that. Uh, into yokuqala ukuthi as much as I saw i-press conference kaZwane for the match and he looked so relaxed. He looked so relaxed. I was like, for a man under pressure, brother, you are looking really, really relaxed. So it appears, or at least it might be acting, it appears as if he's relaxed and he ngathi akekho phased, and that could happen if maybe Kaizer Junior bembizele esayidini but back, listen, we're giving you contract engaka, and unless something crazy like we lose onke ama-games until before World Cup, then sokuxosha, but relaxa and do your thing. And maybe that's why he looked so relaxed, or maybe he was just making up appearances because there's been a lot of noise. You guys abaningi bakhulumile, even some people akade bekhuluma kahle ngoZwane bajikile manje but ayingeke uzwane in because of the result Tuesday, and not just the result Tuesday but how we played on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. And because of that, I don't think Uzwane will go for anything crazy because if ephinda futhi eshintshe i-system yakhe, then uzobe eseyifaka enkingeni. If ephinda futhi eforsa Ungezana to the lineup, uzobe eyifaka enkingeni. And as much as he might not care about everything that we say, but that specific point, he knows ukuthi it's not good for Ungezana, it's not good for his reputation to be playing Ungezana, or for him to be that coach ozoloku insist ekufakeni Ungezana, because we've had coaches before selecting abadlali noma sibone ukuthi ba-out of form. Spoiler, omunye engizokhuluma ngaye later on the video lokho. But because it's a cup competition and we've talked about Kune getting his opportunity, you might actually see Kune playing tomorrow. Before sikhulume nge-lineup though, 4-2-3-1 i-formation kaZwane beyisebenzisa, and it will make sense. That's this. It will make sense for him to stick with his formation because we've seen Uguti every time where he has played, or when he has played i-4-2-3-1, i-Chiefs idlala kahle. Baye babize 4-2-3-1 nge-4-3-3 ke, but ke i-4-2-3-1 because we're playing a double pivot rather than a single pivot ezoba holding midfielder, but the players alternate. I will get into that in a second. So as I was saying, Uguti, we saw pictures being posted by Okun as well, working on his fitness and stuff like that. So on one hand, there is a reason to play Ukun Ugutu justify Uguti, it's a cup competition, so that's why we are rotating or keep. But on the other hand, I can't just change or keep Abami Kanje because of the fact that fans are putting pressure on me. So uh, personally, because it's a cup competition, and if he has a good performance, then that could justify him coming back in the matches that will follow. But angeke guarantee lokho ukuthi ukhone will play tomorrow because of the fact that umuntu anga-insist ukuthi no, I think uPeterson usevimbe kahle and angeke ngimkhiphe umuntu egamini esavimba kahle. That's from the coach's perspective. And i-back four iyayiselector really, unless nakhona uZwane ufuna ukucomplicate izinto, because I think at this point you just need to keep things simple. We don't have a natural left back right now. Umuntu the natural left-footed defender that we have is uDube, and uyabona vele ukuthi uDube akabalwa nakubalwa anyway. So into oyibonayo ukuthi kwa-left back, if bengadlalisanga uMashiane ongabanga na the greatest of games efakwa after uFrosler got injured the other day, uye umuntu ongadlala i-left back really, and okuyi-position angayisutha more, and if he's growing into the match kungasekho i-pressure yokuthi we're already losing, maybe anga-adapta kangcono ukuthi every time uMashiane since nje i-final ye-Champions League, every time he's been given an opportunity uyahluleka, ngazi pressure got to him. And obviously ukuthi these players are also on Facebook and Twitter, they see what people are saying about them, so because of that they end up being affected, angene ground ina-trap ibhola misplace one pass isection ye-fan base yethi imbuwish, and then umuntu use-out of the game. So those things happen. And i-centre back pairing yethu Ngcobo Kwinika, I don't need to talk much about that really. And then Solomon's be right back. If Solomon doesn't play good right back, then this is where the craziness enters. Then you could see Solomon's being played as a left back. Why am I saying left back? Because then it will open a right back position for Ublom, and then go left back with Solomon's, because of the fact that Ufros Level was being played there, although bekumele akhathe in. So since sambona vele uSolomons ukuthi kwakuyigame yani, I think it was a game at Richards Bay, Solomon started as a left winger, I think he started as a left winger, and then he ended up playing. So we'll see what happens today. I just realized something ebengiyikhohliwe. So kuma holding midfielders, holding or box to box midfielders, as I would prefer to use them as, because to call them under uzwane, because ngoba singenayo i-holding midfielder kwi-Chiefs njengamanje, or someone that he designates as a holding midfield, he gets more people going forward. And uSithebe has been our best player, angazi Sithebe, uKwinika, and then uSolomon. They've been the player. Oh, Nesahota, how can I forget Sahota? Those players have been the ones that have hardly put a foot wrong. Kukho mhlambe lapho Sithebe uzoqala, then uKwinika number 2, then Ngcobo, then kulandele uSahota. They've barely put a foot wrong, those players, and Ustebe will still start. He might not finish the game, just like we saw in the previous game, but he will definitely start a game access. Now, here's the thing. We're playing against a team as well, a 4-4-2, most likely, Stellenbosch. And what is 4-4-2 good at? It's good at getting a mark out. Mayibhrakes u-2 noMosiamedi olinda ukuthi laba bazokwenza 2 defending lines, and then ama-winger, not ama-winger, right midfielder ne-left midfielder bazo-add ama-numbers bangathi badefenda nge-6 ngoba base bedefenda njalo bayakumangaza to try and stop i-width, ukuthi what's the word, to deal with abadlali bethu ama-wide players who are trying to go wide. So then their left midfielder and their right midfield would track our overlapping players and trying to stop them. And by doing that, it then forces us ukuthi sibuyele phansi nendawo. Then if we go central again, uzofica those double pivots abo, and then also one of the forwards uzodropa ngenesiswini, so nakhona bana-3 esiswini. So basically ulwa nje nempi nje ama-defend, but balithola ibhola. It's one pass eya kuMosiamedi sekuyi-count, and then you are dead. So because of that, you might see Ustebe not playing with Umatlo. You might see Ustebe actually playing with Unang. Yes. Yes. Unange might start tomorrow's game because of the fact that apparently he's preferred for breaking up play, to make sure when the other teams are starting a counter against us, then there can be someone who'll be quick to breaking play. And it's a position that I prefer Blom to play, because he is good at breaking play team, breaking a counter, making those clean tackles and winning the ball back, but is also comfortable at the ball. But Chiefs right now seem to be trusting Unang and Okol to do the job than Ublom. and because of that you might just see Unange start ahead of Ublom or Matlo, because one of the things that we've been talking about ukuthi let's say sekudlala uSithebe noMatlo, noSithebe noNangi ku-double pivot, then kwi-10 you will find ukuthi kuzoba between uMshini no and it could be likely ukuthi ngajike kube uMatlo futhi who's gonna start ahead of Umshini because of ability yakhe on the ball and passing the ball. And yes, Umshini, I mean, I think Umshini is the one who should be starting in that position. It's just that the weakness yakhe njengamanje Umshini is the fact that defensively he's not as good as Usithebe noMatt, but angazi how good he is uMatlo defensively, because in the game that we watched la edlaliswa khona to calm things down against iSundowns, it was because match speed gijima all over and so we needed to calm things down. But against Stellenbosch, I just wonder what kind of, I don't think it's going to be a quick match. It's going to be quick mabethol baller and trying to counter, but akusikho ukuthi kuzobe kuyit yip kuzobe kuyit playing around their box and trying to attack, and then them getting the ball and trying to counter. So because of that, the player that's most suitable for that kind would be Mushini, because then he can dribble 1-2, take a shot. He's good at that. Kanti uMatlo is more of controlling the rhythm game, passing the ball here and there, spreading passes, slowing the ball down. Mawudlala nama team that usually win the ball and try to also play the ball. So for me, Umshini would be the one that I prefer to start, but Tigek seems like coach prefers Umatlo. Still a good player and is able to manipulate the ball in small spaces, and his height might come in handy. Noma ngesikho ukuthi scores goals ngekhanda, but just the physique yakhe also helps to not be bossed around easily. This, by the way, before nize nithi hayi wena umfuna Umshini, cha, man, I'm viewing izinto and I'm expressing my opinions. Personally, I would play Umshini, but I think coach would play Umatlo because of the reasons that I'm giving. And obviously, one player that I wouldn't want to play tomorrow is Umtaka Billiard. Umtaka Toli Umtaka Billiard. So Toli would be playing as a right winger. Captain Wetu right now, and Uzwane said something about Ukama. Uguti, he is going to use him if he's available. I didn't like to hear that. Yeah. Angithanda phela ukuzwa lokho because Kama is available for a game at Sasa, so that means Kama will be used. So the alternative to Ubiliat would be Uduba, because if you saw on the pictures that Chiefs posted, Uduba Uvelile training with the guys. So if you don't know who Uduba is like a player yethu ku-development basically ku-MTC team yethu, and he caused inkinga for iStellenbosch. So it's possible ukuthi Uzwane could play him, because we've seen Uzwane before like starting a player besingalindele ukuthi amdlalise. So Duba could be a very good alternative, and he's a striker, he's a natural striker, and right now with indaba kaBhemengimana not being finalized, I mean his papers rather, unless somehow they get paper like, I don't know, much, then that would make life easier for everyone. But as it stands, it looks like it's either bazodlala Sukama because he's available, or angamdlalisa kuDuba loyo, but kaBhemengimana vele indaba ayisebenzi. And then actually started training with the team, but he is not going to be available for this game. At least he's now available for the game after tomorrow, but he will not play any part tomorrow. So Vele, it leaves the left wing position to Umtaka Sekgotha. So Vele has been doing good for us. So for him, into sekumele ayenze manje ukuthi ayodlalisa scheme vele, and not to pray, but akasithatha kuye, but sekuyoba ukuthi kumele manje adle ischeme kuDoli. because uDoli naye uyazichanasela ngalo kwi-right wing. So if he performs well, angathatha ischeme kuDoli and end up being a starter ngapha ku-right wing yethu. I will say though ukuthi this game might just be bit tricky for Sekgotha because one of his weaknesses uSekgotha ukuthi he usually plays ibhola lokuthi he exploits the space basically. And given ukuthi Stellenbosch plays very deep, they might deprive him of those spaces, and because of that, kungamnikeza inkinga. But he's still a good player who can still manipulate the ball. Uyakwazi ukushaya amatheni ansi enkulu wacisha phula i-defender leMaritzburg the other day, and vele these tens akhe, they are not a fluke. He's good on the ball, so it's just going to be a good challenge for him ukuthi akwazi ukuthi adlale against a team that does not leave too much space behind their defensive line. So it would be interesting to see. I do not want to predict because I don't want my heart to be broken because anything can happen. My team is playing good football except the game Cape Town City, but the results are not there yet, and I am leaving that to you guys. What do you think the score will be? And what do you think about the match? What do you think you will see? What do you think we'll see? What do you think, or who do you think Zwana will select? Let me know down in the comment section, and mina ngizonibona after the game tomorrow. Hopefully so besifindile. Until next time, remember, Ikosi alphela umoya.